So what have I got here, you may be thinking? Well, we're going to do a little bit of work on it, see if you can guess what we're going to do. Take a look at this. So the bridge is already quite low, but the action is what I would say a little bit high. I can actually measure it with this little wedge thing which I made up, and let's see how high that string is off that end fret. Oh, and make that about 3.6, 3.7 millimeters off the end of there, which sort of makes it pretty hard to play. Whilst the guitar's apart, I might as well just fix all the other little minor problems that it's got. It's got a few loose things and it's filthy. So we're going to clean it all up, polish frets and stuff like that as well. So what's the deal with shimming the neck? And why can't you just adjust the bridge? If the bridge is as low as it can go, and you've only got a tiny bit of the screws coming under it, then you can't lower it anymore. So what you end up doing is changing the angle of the neck. So let's imagine the body is on this plane. The neck, where it joins the body, is here, and the strings from the nut are going up and up and up and up, and there's a huge gap. But the bridge is as low as it can go. If you take that neck and you angle it down, obviously slightly exaggerated, then when you put your string on here and you draw a straight line between your string, well, a straight wobbly line, and your bridge, the action is automatically lowered. So what you actually have in your neck is you've changed the angle by putting a little wedge of material under the neck, in the neck pocket. So that's what we're going to do. After it's all done and I give it a clean, I'm going to use that Dunlop 65 oil that you can see over there. It's a lemon oil, and it cleans and it also soaks in and just feeds the rosewood fingerboard, fretboard. Oh, here's one I made earlier. Now, if you're in the UK and you know where that comes from, that expression, feel free to stick it in the comments. It may be of interest to other people. I've taken a piece of hardwood and I planed it down, and then I sanded it as well, and it finally came out as a wedge shape, about the size I needed. So the rest of the time here is just spent trimming it, making sure it fits really nicely in the pocket with no sort of gaps around it. I don't know if you're going to try this at home, but if you do, and you're using a blank piece of material, you've got to drill some holes in it. Now the problem is, because it is so thin, it's going to split if you're not careful, if you just try and drill it. So if you've got one of those little rotary tools, you can just sort of almost file the hole out rather than actually drilling it, just so it doesn't catch through it and just start pulling it and splitting it. In the end, I did a couple of coats of the oil because it actually cleans it as well. So put it on, leave it for a while to soak, wipe it off. It feeds it and cleans it, and then I just did another coat or two until I was happy with it. Okay, so we're nearly done. Just going to get some new strings out. Then we're going to do a bit of truss rod adjustment and then set the bridge height till I'm happy with that. And then once done that, I'll do the intonation, and we should be done after a bit of a final clean up and then test it out. So I wrote down some before and after measurements just to make sure I was getting the result I wanted, and yes, I managed to lower that action quite a bit, and now it's much more playable. Would you do me a favour, guys? Would you share this video? I'd really appreciate that. Bye for now, see you in the next one.